Now, in this video, we will going to discuss about design for X system. Design for X refers to design for excellence. So, in brackets, it is DFX, a new methodological approach in product design, where design has the ability to strongly influence the product's performance in every phase of the product's life cycle. The word excellence is depicted in terms of what? In terms of manufacturing cost or assembly or any other varying characteristics related to the product. So that excellence will, that is X what we are talking about, is maybe a manufacturing cost or assembly or any other varying characteristics. The term design for excellence, which is DFX, is better thought of as design for X, where X refers to the variable aspect of design which is being focused. For example, X may include, if it is manufacturing, we say design for manufacturing, which is DFM. If it is assembly, then we're going to say design for assembly as DFA. Or if it is for cost, then we will going to say DFC, and so on and so forth. Design for X aims to include early consideration of desired issues in product development, covering both design goals and constraints. Design goals or target to be met, such as the moment when we talk about the product, it should be always have to be having a low cost, then you should have a high quality, then higher efficiency and productivity. Constraints on the other end are issues such as capability of manufacturing, equipment, then the materials availability, and also the fluctuation in the market. So that is the market aspects. DFX is often formalized as guidelines that tell how the designer should accomplish the product design. The guidelines provide unique information that increases awareness of specific desirable design characteristics. If the guidelines are not adhered during the design stage, it can lead to a certain changes during the later stages of product development, which can be highly expensive or causing project delays and cost overruns. So, when we are going through this methodological evolutions and the design concept, the guidelines are to be adhered. So when you are going for the design stage, you have to be totally adhered to the guidelines. And if there is any slight deviation, then it may have a direct impact on the product development, by which will going to become very, very expensive, causing the project delays and overruns. And that means the extra burden on the company. The common guidelines to be followed during the design for manufacturing and assembly. So what are the guidelines which we have to follow? These are the guidelines. Point number 1, simplify the design and reduce the number of parts. Because for each part there is an opportunity for a defective part and an assembly error. So that means as the number of parts increases, naturally there will be a possibility of getting into a defective parts and also making the defective assembly. Standardize and use of common parts and materials. So try to facilitate design activities to minimize the amount of inventory in the system and to standardize handling and assembly operations. Common parts will result in lower inventories, reduce cost and higher quality. As far as possible, try to standardize the common parts, and thereby what happens, we're going to have the inventory will going to become less, and also the cost will going to be reduced. So you're going to get the high quality. So standardization should be the main criteria. Design for each of fabrication. Select materials compatible with the production processes and that minimize processing time while meeting functional requirements. So you have to have the selection of materials should also plays a major role in the development of the product design. So therein production process that minimizes the processing time. That means the manufacturing should becomes easier while meeting, and also should not compromise on the functional requirements. So the design with process capabilities and avoid unneeded surface finish requirements. So what is that? if you have the DFX techniques tools, so if you are considering for designing, what is the description of that? Proposes design guidelines for manufacturing parts by simple processes with low cost. So that means manufacturing of parts is done with minimum cost or with a low cost. Design for inspection, so this DFI, proposes design guidelines for producing parts with features that are easy to inspect with readily available measurement instruments. So that means here try to have the simpler requirement of the instruments, measurement instruments, so that you will not be having any the cost of the inspection has to be, the time and also the cost has to be reduced. So try to make it as far as simpler. Then design for assembly, proposes design guidelines for producing parts that facilitate easy assembly, reduce assembly time, and the possibility of making an error. So try as far as possible, try to facilitate the easy assembly, reduce assembly time, and the possibility, once you have the more number of parts, naturally the assembly error will going to be more. Try to be less possibility of making the assembly error. Design for robustness and quality, design of components directed at reducing the sensitivity of the product performance to uncontrollable disturbance phenomena and unforeseen operating conditions, and guaranteeing product quality. Then design for reliability, improving the reliability of the constructional unit. Then design for serviceability and maintainability, facilitating servicing and maintenance to favor repair or interventions directed at excluding the possibility of failure phenomena. Then the design for safety, controlling the safety standards and prevention of malfunctions during parts or product use. So design for safety will also plays a major role. So mistake-proof product design and assembly, POCAYOK. Components should be designed so that they can only be assembled in one way, they cannot be reversed. So that means foolproofing has to be there in your product design. That means I can load it only from the one particular side, so that I cannot reverse the assembly or reverse the process. This is what is called POCAYOK. In other words, we will call it as foolproofing. Design for parts orientation and handling, non-value added manual effort and ambiguity in orienting and merging parts. Minimize flexible parts such as belts, gaskets, tubing, cables, and wire harness to avoid material handling and assembly to be more difficult and susceptible to damage. Design for ease of assembly. Complex orientation and assembly movements in various directions should be avoided. As far as possible, you should have the ease for making the assembly. Complex orientation should be avoided. Design for efficient joining and fastening. By considering integral attachment methods, that is the snap fit, than threaded fasteners, which are time consuming to assemble and difficult to automate. So the snap fits. That means threaded fasteners will be naturally going to be time consuming, because you need to have the time will take more because for the screwing requirement. Design modular products to facilitate assembly with building blocks, components, and sub-assemblies. This approach minimizes the total number of items to be manufactured, thereby reducing inventory and improving quality. Design for automated production that involves less flexibility than manual production, naturally because of the automation production. Design for ease of inspection by incorporating simple part features that can be inspected with readily available instruments. Design simple parts with basic features so that complex processes are not required to product it, and also not too much material is wasted. This reduces the final cost of the product. Design for environment by selecting materials and process so that the end product does not have any negative impact on the environment. So in the next video, we will going to discuss about the difference between the traditional engineering and modern design with DFX. Thank you.